Hello, everyone. Welcome or welcome back. My name is Amber, and this is my sacred ministry. Today is April 24th. It is Friday. Friday is ruled by Venus. Venus has just entered Gemini and is currently sitting at 0 degrees. Still conjunct Uranus, who will be joining her in Gemini tomorrow. Now, we have not had this energy since 1941. So roughly 100 years. And the combination of the solar flares that we are receiving, high frequency light, as well as the sun moving into an exact square with Pluto, will be exact tomorrow as Uranus enters Gemini. The pressure is palpable. However, there is two sides of the spectrum. There is the positive side and there is the negative side. Each very impactful, powerful, and shifting the landscape on both sides. Today is a 2-day numerologically, which represents the high priestess. Intuitive connection, spiritual connection, receiving spiritual knowledge, wisdom, information from the ether, from the spiritual realms. Okay. Key themes: balance, partnership, cooperation, mutually beneficial. Again, we are, for my purposes, going to stay on the positive end of the spectrum. Angel number 2606 talks about gratitude for abundance and the balance of material and spiritual aspects of life. The first message, the title of this transmission is God bless me with fruit of my soul. I'm going to say that again. God bless me with fruit of my soul. Meaning fruit that I created, that I planted, that I grew. That is followed by, may I serve the Lord joyfully and receive fruitful reward in return. Amen. Fruitful reward in the form of payment for my services that I created for myself. 444. Wow. Angel number 444, co-signed by Archangel Michael, who is my guardian angel. for the accuracy of this message. Your angels are with you, guiding and protecting you. Like I was mentioning earlier, the sun, or the astrology for today. The sun is currently 4 degrees of Taurus. That is moving into an exact square with Pluto tomorrow at 5 degrees. The moon is 12 degrees of Leo. Leo is ruled by the sun. Mercury is currently 14 degrees of Aries, conjunct Mars and Saturn, trining the black moon 14 degrees of Sagittarius, and trining the moon at 12 degrees of Leo. So we have a grand trine in fire. Aries, Sag, Leo. No wonder. That makes a lot of sense. Which means all three are amplifying each other. And we have 2 luminaries. We have the light and the shadow. The black moon and the regular moon. And Mercury. Meaning a lot of emotion, passionate on the positive side, explosive on the negative side. Jupiter is 18 degrees of Cancer, has moved to 18 degrees, and is squaring Mars at 11 degrees of Aries. Which is a challenge. Mars is the planet of war. 11 is justice. So Jupiter, being the great benefic, is asking Mars if his actions are just. And if not, how can we course correct so that we can be in cooperation with one another, mutually beneficial? And the grand trine with the fire signs, 14 is temperance. It is balance. So referring to balance, that's a lot of emotion. That's light and dark. And that's communication. So we have the opportunity to have balanced, peaceful, yet passionate communication that is positively contributing to change and innovation and forward movement. Or, like I said, on the other side is destruction, explosions. The moon is also squaring Pluto. And Pluto 5 degrees in Aquarius, we're just moving into the age of Aquarius, Pluto being the rebirth, 5 being change. So it's asking about the changes that have taken place, if they're for our benefit, or not? In this current moment, is the change that has taken place beneficial or not? And if not, how can we course correct towards positive and mutually beneficial for everyone, so that everyone can win, so that everyone can grow and be successful? That is the point of this. We're either all going to make it or we're not. Now, there's a caveat to that statement, because the timelines are absolutely splitting. I'm going to have to come back to that. I can't quite pull that image in. Anyhow, Venus conjunct Uranus. So those two planets are amplifying each other. Love and higher mind. Moving into the sign of the mind. Air sign. Communication. Ways of thinking and perceiving and communicating. Rules the third house of communication and travel. Short distance travel. Commerce? Okay. Commerce, technology. Technology that is positively contributing to society, though. Important distinction to make. Positively contributing to society. Okay? Then we have Mercury's conjunct Mars and Saturn. Saturn's at 8 degrees. Strength. Mars is at 11. Justice. Mars and Saturn are conjunct. Again, strength and justice. And Saturn is conjunct Neptune. Neptune at 3 degrees. The vision. Spirit. The dream realm. So again, it's all tied together. It's this very beautiful and complex unfoldment. And as I said earlier, we have not had this energy since 1941. No. I was brought to Saturn, the planet Saturn. And the positive aspects of Saturn. Now, we call Saturn the Lord of Karma. And most people hearing that statement would perceive it as something negative or unpleasant. However, that isn't the case. I happen to love Saturn. It is one of my ruling planets because I'm a cusp baby. I was born on the 21st of December. So the cusp between Sagittarius and Capricorn. And I have a stellium, including my south node, in Capricorn. So that energy is very prominent for me, as well as Sagittarius. So Jupiter and Saturn for this first half of my life have been, without assigning meaning to the planets or like knowing what they represent, I felt drawn to them. So the Great Benefic and the Lord of Karma. Now, Saturn specifically, this is going to be, oh my God, associated, sorry, I just made a connection, with Capricorn and for me, Saturn has a very heavy influence because it starts my birth chart. It's at the very beginning of my rising sign. So it is immediate. That structure is immediate. Karma is immediate. Rules and regulation is immediate in my chart, in my energy blueprint, which is why justice, truth, stability is so prominent for me in my life. And what came through was a reminder that I come from a lineage of Palladians incarnated on the earth. Now, the Palladians, or the Pallades, is a group of stars, also known as the Seven Sisters. This would be considered 7D, associated with 7D Earth, seventh dimension. So it's a higher dimensional plane. And the beings that exist on the Pallades are very peaceful. They are like humanitarian type individuals. Their purpose is to assist the growth and expansion in a positive manner. In fact, many souls travel through the Pallades to receive their purpose, their assignment for the life that they are going to be incarnated and live out on the earth. They are peacemakers. Their goal is to uplift the earth and humanity. Now, Saturn is a grandfather energy, also associated with Archangel Metatron. Saturn rules time and time travel. Ancient knowledge is a keeper of ancient knowledge. And because it rules over karma, it weighs, it's like a weight. It's going to bring you into balance at every appropriate opportunity. So whether that's adding good or adding bad, it's going to balance the scales. It is guaranteed to happen. Karma is guaranteed, which is one of the reasons why I love it so much, because it represents certainty, structure, also vitality, this ancient energy. It teaches us true power through one's creation and development. It's very grounded. It's very tangible. Capricorn energy, specifically for me, because my Venus is there, is the Queen of Pentacles energy. Success is built. You must take continuous, solid, tangible steps forward, building brick by brick, okay? With integrity. It is a process. And Saturn comes in to bring the fruit of your soul, like we started this message. God bless me with the fruit of my soul. And in this context, it's referring to lifetimes of contribution to be paid in full. So our current place in time, cosmically, there is a greater balance that is coming in, meaning that karma from past lives is being paid now on both sides, positive, negative, depending on you and what you have created, what your soul has created, brick by brick, lifetime by lifetime. So this could be enormous reward or profound punishment. It just depends. We have an opportunity to align with the universe, to balance the scales, and step into our wealthiest timeline. We've been planting seeds over many, many lifetimes, and it's harvest season. We have arrived in harvest season. The energy today, specifically, because the sun is at 4 degrees 4, meaning foundation, in Taurus, of course. Okay. So this is about nurturing your home life. The hearth. Okay, the center of the home. The heart. The center of your being. The center. The source of energy. The source of light. God. Or the sun. So we have macro and micro. Our central sun is reflected in our heart center sun, or source point, energy point. And that came with the statement, you are not the reflection, you are the source. Meaning that do not look to the reflection as confirmation of who you are. You are the source. The sun, God, Christ, is in you, creating outward That is your focus on your creation. Because what comes back is a product of you, but you don't have control over that aspect. That's God's job, to bring it back in on God's timing according to God's will. 25. Okay. I have written here, the system revolves around you as the source point, and bends to your will. The sun, the center. Everything faces the sun and is drawn to it because of its warmth, and lives according to its light, just as we face our sun, God, and we live according to God's light, according to the cycle of the sun, the rhythm of the sun. Directly influences and oftentimes dictates our lives, how we live, how we grow. On the micro, that energy signature is in your heart space, and also the solar plexus, which is linked to the sun as an energy point within the chakra system. 7 chakras in the body, 7 planets in the Pleiades, 7th dimension, 777. Things are coming online. The grid on the planet and within each human is being activated. Soul memories, gifts, past lives, all of these things are being activated, coming online, coming into awareness, recognition. The sun gives and is self-sustaining, because the sun doesn't look to us to see how to be the sun. The sun is just the sun. Day in and day out, the sun shines continuously because it's fed by God. It is light. We have that continuous connection to God as well. We are continuously fed by that energy. If we focus on that alone and just shine, we can make significantly more progress towards the goals that we have for this life. Each of us individually and all of us collectively. Charity is the giving of life, of resource. It is second to highest virtue. It is a pathway to heaven. So the sun gives and is self-sustaining through Christ. Charity. Also, clarity. It's a clarifying force. Life. The growth is the result of you and your light. Quote, I reach, I expand, I illuminate. End quote. Lastly, we have some scripture. This first message: obstructions have been removed. I just heard you can now, well, let me not say that. Okay. Quote, rest in me. I have gone ahead and removed every stone. God has gone before you and removed every obstacle. Any obstacle you now perceive is a product of your own imagination. Let go and let God lead you. There is no wrong action. There's only right action. Follow the leads which come to you. End quote. And then I was reminded of John, the Gospel of John, chapter 1. And I didn't look it up to confirm the words. But in the beginning, there was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Everything came from God. Everything that is in creation came from the mind of God. The Word spoken into creation, starting from a thought. Not a confirmation about, external environment. No. God simply thought it, spoke it into creation, and it formed. And we have that power because He gave it to us. It's not only power, it goes hand in hand with responsibility. You are responsible for what you create. Everyone is responsible for what they create, good or bad. And karma will always come due, good or bad. Always. Like I said yesterday, the next few days are going to be interesting. They could be, oh my God, wow, amazing, blow your socks off, fantastic. Or, and we'll say or, they could be the worst destruction you've ever experienced in your life. It's completely dependent upon you and your relationship with God and His will for your life. So, I'm going to leave it there. Remember, your thoughts create your reality. So, be mindful of what you're ruminating on. Remember, you are not the reflection, you are the source. This key, you are not the reflection. The reflection is not your job. You are the source. That is your job. Create accordingly. Sending you all of my love, and I'll talk to you soon.